108th meeting between NC State and North Carolina here in Raleigh today in Reynolds Coliseum. Fans lined up outside. It's a sold-out crowd expected for the 7th-ranked Wolfpack and the North Carolina Tar Heels. Quick look at the ACC standings. NC State sits atop the list, thanks in part to North Carolina knocking off #1 Notre Dame, and the Wolfpack, of course, the only undefeated team in Division I. And hello, everybody. We welcome you courtside here in Raleigh Reynolds Coliseum. He's Ernie Myers. I'm Andrew Sanders. Ernie, this was a tough ticket to get, no doubt about it. So for those of you that couldn't get a ticket, glad you could join us here on the ACC Network Extra. You can feel the energy in the building. It's a rivalry matchup. A lot to like about this one.
Oh, man, this is what it's all about. Women's college basketball is packed in here. Two teams, top teams in the conference. Man, let's get this game started.
We're ready to go. When we look at North Carolina and Sylvia Hatchell's Tar Heels, they always score points in bunches, and this year is no different. This season, they've got a big three.
Janelle Bailey, Paris, Key, Stephanie Watts, they do it all. Stephanie shoots the ball. Key is just everywhere. And Bailey, she's a great inside player. Rookie of the year last year.
And for NC State, so much weight on the shoulders of Kiera Leslie, especially after the injury to Grace Hunter, but she's a true two-way player.
She's one of the best two-way players in the country. Here you see on the block right here, her defense creates offense. She goes to the hole, she shoots the three, she can pass the ball. She gotta have a big game for them to win today.
Not only expecting her to score the ball, but guard Paris Key or maybe guard Stephanie Watts. We shall see. The Wolfpack are led by Wes Moore in his 6th season at the helm. And sure, the 21-0 is great. He's more concerned, though, about the 8-0 and trying to get to 9-0.
Survive and advance. That's all he's thinking about the next game.
Well, the Wolfpack win the tip, and we are underway.
Carolina starting out in man-to-man.
Ace Koenig, the point guard with the basketball. We'll get you the starting lineups here momentarily. This is Kai Crutchfield. Guarded by Bailey. Only 8 on the shot clock. Good defensive possession for the Tar Heels so far. It's Leslie. Straight on, won't fall, and a defensive board for Watts. Here's a look at the North Carolina starting 5. All 5 average more than 30 minutes per game, Ernie.
And double figures. Scoring for the Tar Heels.
They get a touch for Bailey in the block. Erica Cassell guarding her. And it's Leslie, who is NC State's leading rebounder, who comes away with it.
Leading rebounder and the leading scorer for the Wolfpack, Kiera Leslie.
NC State and Wes Moore going with their same lineup. Cassell, nice move inside. Bennett knocked it away. It'll be Wolfpack basketball. The main change is Kai Crutchfield, after the Grace Hunter injury, she has been inserted into the starting lineup, and you think she's going to be very important for the Wolfpack today?
Yeah, I think she is. I think this is her first rivalry game starting. I think as she goes in this game, so goes the Wolfpack. If she has a great game, they'll win this game.
Cassell having to hoist up a 3. And there's Crutchfield in the corner. She touched it last. Rebounding going to be key in this one today. NC State, one of the best rebounding teams in the country when you look at any category, whether it's defensive rebounds, total rebounds, rebounding margin. The Tar Heels are actually negative in rebounding margin. NC State's almost plus 13.
Well, the Tar Heels shoot a lot of three-pointers, and then you get a lot of long bounces. Good move by Bailey.
She gets the scoring started, and we've seen North Carolina with an emphasis, even though they will hoist up some threes in this one. They're trying to feed Bailey early.
Yeah, I think they want to get her involved early, get her going. That was a nice power drop step move to the basket for Bailey.
Leslie with Taylor Coonan on her. They work it around the perimeter. NC State using up a lot of shot clock here in the early going. Crutchfield launches and connects.
That's a big shot for Crutchfield, knocking down her first three-pointer of the game. In a big game like this, is going to help her confidence throughout the game.
Watts behind the back to Shayla Bennett, the junior transfer. Paris Key with Leslie all over her.
And that's what we were talking about. That's a key matchup with Key and Leslie.
And there it is. She does it on both ends.
She does it on both ends. Just like I was saying earlier, her defense creates offense for her.
Key with an answer.
She has a smooth, sweet jump shot. Paris Key, an all-ACC performer last year, averaging 28.3 points in the last 3 games.
She had 30 points, 10 assists against Notre Dame. Leslie, in and out. This one's got a fun pace to it, fun tempo.
Yeah, the Tar Heels like to get up and down the court.
Oh, Bailey has it lip out.
Good defense by Cassell. She got her hands full down there with Bailey.
Coonan nearly picked off the pass.
That's what you have to do. You have to come to the ball.
Dangerous skip court, and Koenig steps on the sideline.
Here's Leslie on the go to the hole. You can't stop her when she's going to the hole like that.
And driving on the 6'2", Taylor Coonan.
And here's Key right back at you.
Again, Bailey a touch. She's going to go to work. Spin move and one.
They're trying to get the ball in the Bailey, and they are. Here she is with the drop step spin move with a nice scoop shot for the and one.
So Bailey to the free throw line. She's already taken 4 shots here in the first 4 minutes, and she is a good free throw shooter.
Yeah,
North Carolina with a 2-point lead.
She hit a shot against free throws against Georgia Tech to win the game, 91-90.
Yeah, the clutch one to seal it. That was North Carolina's 3rd straight win after they started ACC playoff with 3 straight losses. Find themselves at 4-4 and getting some national notoriety. Beating Notre Dame will certainly do that. And we've got an offensive foul here, I believe, on Kai Crutchfield.
The Wolfpack is they're not moving the ball.
It's on Rogers.
Okay, on Rogers. The Wolfpack are not moving the ball. They're not fluent on their offense early in the game. They're kind of standing still.
Watts, that's her shot, and she missed everything. Watts with nice hands getting back. It's interesting how these teams are very different in the style of play, but yet they mirror each other in some similar ways, where Leslie and Paris Key matched up.
Right.
Janelle Bailey, and we'll see the NC State freshman Elisa Canane come in a little bit as Cassell grabs the offensive board, and she is fouled. So the bigs matching up well, and then the three-point shooters, Ace Koenig against Stephanie Watts.
Yeah, it's contrasting styles, but they have a big 3, and the Wolfpack have a big 3 as well. And Koenig, and like you said, when Elisa Cassell gets in the game, when she gets in the game, it's going to be interesting how she battles against Bailey.
That offensive rebound by Cassell, the first for the Wolfpack, and certainly a point of emphasis for the Tar Heels trying to hold NC State to 1 and done on this end. Cassell makes both free throws, and we're tied at 7. Bailey powering her way in and uses the window to her advantage.
Bailey is starting the game off real strong with that nice drop step power move to the basket.
Koenig looking to drive on her.
That's not what she usually does, but she did it great that time. Off the dribble, nice short pull-up jumper.
There we see the quick shot from North Carolina. That's okay. They're fine with taking that shot, and it might just come down to today, can they connect on enough of them? They're a good three-point shooting team. Leslie. So far it's been NC State hitting the triples. That's 2 for the Wolfpack.
Great pull-up by Leslie. She's looking forward to this challenge. Guarding Paris Key.
They run the weave. Watts, Bailey, she can step out. Air mails it, but Watts with the offensive board and the stick back.
Yeah, good offensive board by Stephanie Watts. She said, not only I can shoot the three, I can get down low and put it back up for the two-pointer.
North Carolina saying, hey, we can crash the glass too. Dangerous pass, Key. I believe she touched the ball with her. A wow moment, you can call it, on January 27th in Carmichael Arena, knocking off Notre Dame. A 198-game win streak for number ones against unranked teams. No longer.
Yeah, big win for the Tar Heels. I know Notre Dame didn't have their top point guard, Jackie Young, but take nothing away from them. Great victory.
You see what Sylvia Hatchell has done. That's amongst active coaches. She's in her 33rd season in Chapel Hill and is the ACC's winningest head coach. This is Elisa Canane, the freshman for the Wolfpack. She's ACC Freshman of the Week. Crutchfield already knocked down one triple, doesn't get this one. And it's Bennett with the rebound. And so now we will get to see the size of Canane against Bailey. Bailey was able to score pretty well against Erica Cassell.
Yeah, she was taking it inside. She's 6'4".
North Carolina basketball off the miss by Taylor Coonan.
Elisa Canane, she's played well against some of the top centers in the country early on in the season. She usually shows up big for a freshman.
Watts loves that behind the back dribble, and she holds that form as she gives North Carolina the lead.
Great shot. Step back off the dribble by Stephanie Watts.
Gonna love to see this matchup inside. It's the ACC Freshman of the Year from last year, Janelle Bailey, and who knows, maybe the Freshman of the Year this season in Canane. Leslie gathers her own miss and scores.
She doesn't give up on plays. Akira Leslie.
She's already got 7 of the Wolfpack's 14. Leah Church seeing her first minutes in this one. She is a three-point sharpshooter. Bennett's three off the back rim. Watts another offensive board. She's blocked by Rogers, who nods her head.
Yeah, but Rogers is into this game. That's what she does. She gets the rebounds. She gets the block shots. Here she is. Watts on the block.
And Rogers blocks Watts again. Maybe nobody exemplifies the spirit of NC State and Westmore basketball than Dee Rogers.
She comes up big all the time. She's like the unsung hero of the team.
Fierce rebounder, and she'll block shots first to the floor. Canane reaching in. She got the basketball, but then the bump against Watts. And Westmore is heated. He wanted a foul on the other end.
Yeah, he definitely did.
Paris Key got a very quick breather. Now back into the game. Tough shot.
There
and
she
Leslie
goes.
swats it.
Leslie on the block, and she's going straight to the basket.
And then knocks over Church, who draws the offensive foul.
Leslie took it a little bit too deep. Here's Leslie on the block on Key. Here she goes with her defense, creating offense. I think she should have passed the ball a little sooner to avoid that offensive foul.
Always say you want to pull up at the free throw line.
You got to stop and pull up at the free throw line and make the pass.
Trying to feed Bailey, kicked ball.
Anytime you go beyond that free throw line, you need to take the shot.
So Watts to inbound underneath. And what have we got here? I was blocked out. I believe it's a foul on Watts. Or Coonan, I believe. Hold on.
Coach Westmore was
Check
just
on that.
warned by the referee.
And no foul, just a turnover against Coonan. Leslie, splash.
Here she goes.
10 points for Kiera Leslie already, and the Wolfpack with its largest lead at 4. Well, Watts wanted the ball back. Church wasn't looking that way. Now she'll hand it off to her. 14 to shoot. Watts directing traffic. Gets a Bailey screen. NC State with 5 blocks already, and that's the defense that has gotten them to this 21-0 record.
Defense.
Leslie, big shot. Offensive rebound. Are they going to call Bailey on the hook? They will. Her first foul. Check that. It's the second foul on Janelle Bailey. That was a key issue for her last season. She's much improved in that area this year, but can still be foul prone at times. And for her to pick up her second in the first quarter, that's huge.
Yeah, that's huge for them. Sitting her down, she's one of the big 3.
Leslie maybe with back-to-back heat checks.
Yeah, she was looking for the heat check on that. She's into this game, Akira Leslie. This is her last rivalry game here in Reynolds Coliseum. And I've been there and done that in this environment in Reynolds Coliseum.
She's already got 10 points and 4 rebounds and is handled guarding the ever-dangerous Paris Key. It looks like she's going to dribble this one out for the last shot. Inside to Coonan. Nice pass by Key.
Great play.
And NC
Executed
State
at the last second.
They will not get a shot off, but the Wolfpack will take a 17 feats, and the NC State men's basketball team is next in action Tuesday night as they battle it out with local rival North Carolina. Check your local Fox station for channel affiliates. It's the Wolfpack and the Tar Heels in the Dean Dome. Meeting on the women's side here for the first time this season. They'll get the return trip to Chapel Hill February 24th. Good first quarter. We thought rebounding was going to be key, and so far North Carolina hanging in this ball game. They've done a good job on the glass, aren't they?
Yeah, they have. It's a 1-point difference in rebounding. Here's Kira Leslie. She has 5 rebounds by herself and 10 points.
And not even all that surprising. You could see, you told me she had her game face on early.
Oh, yeah, she had a game face on early. After she got that award for the 1,000 points in her career here, her whole facial expression changed.
Key, quick trigger, off the mark. Bailey in there with those 2 fouls. And another offensive rebound for the Heels. Key with the defense on the other end. NC State had the nice high-low pass. It looked like Canaan was going to be in for the layup, and Key just scooped in and stole it. Heels trying to score on their 3rd opportunity of the possession, and they do.
Watts with an aggressive drive to the basket.
Yeah,
she said, forget the 3-point line. I can take it to the hole.
I was going to say, she is a prolific 3-point shooter. She's taken 185 coming into this one in 22 games, but she can do a little more than just shoot from the outside. So it looks like Coonan is going to guard Canaan as Koenig scores, because Bailey with those 2 fouls trying to keep her away from Canaan, it looks like.
Koenig on a nice drive and jumper to the basket.
Key gets the friendly roll.
Nice touch by Key.
You don't score 1,000 points in 2 years in Chapel Hill without getting the shooter's touch every now and then.
She can play. I think she's up for the challenge today.
Well, so collision there between Bailey and Canaan. No whistle. It's a turnover for the Wolfpack. Dee Dee Rogers will come out. Kayla Jones comes in for the first time today for the Wolfpack. We talked about North Carolina, their 5 starters, they play 30 or more minutes. NC State, because of injury, they're not much deeper than the Tar Heels.
No, they're not. But Kayla Jones, she's a great utility player. She comes in, she'll knock down a 3, she'll get a rebound, she'll make a good pass.
Jones' first touch, she'll hand off to Crutchfield with Key on her. Good front by Bailey. Crutchfield goes down the lane, can't finish.
Good move by Crutchfield. Just couldn't connect them.
Bailey can make this shot. And good effort by Coonan, but she can't run it down. Canano get a breather. The starter, Erica Cassell, back in for the Pack.
Look for the Tar Heels to start throwing the ball back inside to Janelle Bailey. She had a rough time with Cunane down there.
With those 2 fouls, I would think Erica Cassell will get a touch or 2 here as well. Oh, in and out from Jones. Sylvia Hatchell calling out the play. Key takes a peek behind. She's got the play call and she's ready to go. Jocelyn Jones seeing her first minutes. Number 4 in Carolina blue. Key with a tough drive, forces it up.
It's great defense by Leslie.
NC State playing a swarming defensive style. And then Jones beats Jones down the floor.
Good pass by Ace. It's Kayla Jones for the lay-in. Ace with her head up.
And the lane was wide open that time. NC State retaking the lead. Bailey turning over that left shoulder, missed it, and there's Jones on the rebound. Providing a little lift off the bench is Kayla Jones so far.
Leslie all the way to the basket.
And a jump ball will be called, possession arrow favoring NC State. That might be the best look that Kiera Leslie gets all afternoon.
All afternoon, she was wide open on that layup. Here's Ace with her head up to Jones for the lay-in.
Watts back in for Jocelyn Jones of North Carolina. Also the starter Shayla Bennett will come in, replacing Leah Church. Right now we've got an official at the scorers table. Maybe looking at the shot clock. I don't know if Leslie's attempt hit the rim, and did they give North Carolina possession? They did reset the shot clock for NC State, and that's the final determination they make. So Cassell for 3.
I'm not a fan of that shot and that possession, but she can make that shot. She has.
She's a 40% shooter this year, but she was just 4 of 10. It's not a large sample size for Erica Cassell. Coonan tipped it over the back. The fans are incensed, but North Carolina will chalk up another offensive rebound, and they'll go to the line.
Here's Key with the long. See, when you shoot those long threes, you get long bounces.
So Bailey and Cassell got tangled up, and along with the tip from Coonan.
And that'll get you out of position on the box out. When you get those long rebounds, you got to find your man and box him out.
Second free throw rattles home for Bailey, and the NC State lead is just 1. And she's playing with those 2 fouls. Back out, Crutchfield 3.
That was a good kick out by Jones to Crutchfield. When that ball gets kicked out, she has to be ready to shoot, and she was.
And that was a problem for North Carolina against Virginia Tech, defending drive and kick scenarios. They gave up 9 threes in the first half, but then switched to a zone. Ended up coming away with a victory. Kone can really shoot the 3. Too strong. Crutchfield rises up. I believe it's off her. Yes, it is. Low scoring second quarter so far. Intensity has been ratcheted up. Watts with a pretty dribble drive to the hoop.
Stephanie Watts has a pretty go to the hole game off the dribble.
NC State staying patient offensively. Leslie was blocked by Watts, who came flying in out of nowhere. Help side defense, and now looking to push behind the back to Bennett. Skip pass all the way across. Koenig can shoot that. Instead, she looks to drive, takes it up. Doesn't get the roll, but she is fouled. Timeout on the floor. Well, earlier, Ernie, we were talking about the depth of NC State and how they've been hampered by injuries. They lost the starting point guard, Kayla Ely, at the beginning of the season, before the start of the season. And then at the start of ACC play against Duke in a win, Grace Hunter, the leading scorer and second leading rebounder, goes down with a knee injury. And then Armani Hawkins, who was going to play a lot of minutes in the absence of Hunter and Ely, she goes down with an ACL. Yet they've still been able to continue this run through conference play.
Great coaching by Wes Moore, man, and keeping these players together, keeping them in tune to the game, just keeping them ready to play. And players have stepped up. This is what happens when, one of your key players goes down. Somebody has to step up. And I think Crutchfield has stepped up. I think that Leslie has picked it up as well.
Got a lane violation on, I believe, they signal Shayla Bennett on the lane violation. So Conan doesn't make either free throw. And injury is an unfortunate part of the game. NC State experiencing that this season. Last year it was North Carolina with Stephanie Watts and Destiny Walker injured and out for the season. And you see Watts coming back strong this year.
Strong move.
It'll be interesting to see. Do they get, okay, it's going to be Watts. Bailey was in the vicinity, and that would have been her third, but it'll be Stephanie Watts with the foul.
Strong move to the basket by Cassell. She was determined on that play.
Cassell, all three of her points coming from the free throw line. She doesn't get her fourth. Tie game with 4 minutes to go here in the second quarter.
She's a 69% free throw shooter from the year so far, which is pretty decent.
Right now, for the most part, this game being played at NC State's pace. The point totals as Bailey bounces it off.
Power moves.
Point totals are right about where NC State wants it, not where North Carolina wants it, up into the 70s. Of course, I'm extrapolating a little bit. Leslie wildly throws it up. Maybe took some contact. Fans certainly thought so. North Carolina looking to extend their lead.
Fans thought she drug her foot.
Bailey from the elbow connects. She's got 12 points and leads all scorers.
Bailey is taking them inside out.
NC State.
Good drive by Didi. It just would not fall.
Seeing it go in and out. North Carolina on a bit of a run right now. This is their largest lead of the game. Key. That would have been a big shot had it gone down. Elisa Canane set the check back in for NC State. Bottoms from Ace Koenig. North Carolina switched.
Yeah, they switched off and they left her open for a quick second. She doesn't need not a lot of daylight to get her shot off.
Yeah, Watts, the ACC's leader in terms of total three-pointers made and taken, but Koenig is right behind her. Going in with a tough step back. That's a pretty shot right over Jones.
Coonan with a nice step back.
She has seen her play improve in ACC play, averaging better than 10 points a game. Koenig from the same spot. Why not?
Ace Conan said, if you don't know, you better ask somebody.
Back-to-back threes, and we're tied at 28. Key up and under, left it short.
Key is struggling in his first half offensively.
See if they run a ball screen for Koenig again. None forthcoming. She gives it up to Jones. Touch inside, trying to attack Bailey. It's Cassell with the face-up game.
She has a nice face-up game. She just stepped back, faced up, and took what the defense gave her.
8 quick points for the Wolfpack, and a blocking foul underneath, as I believe Jones was in the restricted area.
Yeah, she was in the restricted area.
A smile from Jones. Yep. You see that right foot was
definitely
right
there, but right foot was in there.
It's the 3rd team foul in this second quarter on the Wolfpack. And a turnover for the Heels. That's just the 6th turnover for North Carolina. NC State has committed just 3. Or pardon me, the 3rd turnover for North Carolina. Both teams really taking care of the basketball. And as I say that, of course, here's a steal for Carolina. Watts wants to pull up and does. Tar Heels lead it again.
Stephanie Watts on the steal and the pull-up.
Rogers. Not this time. Kanane is fouled and one.
Look at her, she's smiling. Here's Lisa. Look at her boxing out, getting position, and she goes straight up with it for the and one. Strong move by Elisa.
Jones comes out, Crutchfield in. That ball was right there on the precipice for it seemed like 2-3 seconds. I didn't think it was going to drop.
It hung on the rim.
I've never really understood the laws of physics very well, but it went down, and Kanane with a little smile.
I didn't even take physics in college, man. That wasn't even
I didn't either. North Carolina can hold for the last possession if they so choose. Nobody better than to put the ball in the hands of Paris Key. Tough shot in and out. Koenig the rebound. At the buzzer, good if it goes. It's short. And NC State will take a 1-point lead into the halftime locker room. The atmosphere just as good as we expected. The game has been just as good as we expected.
And you got to take a deep breath. This is what a rivalry game is all about right here. They're leaving it all out on the floor.
And you see what she's done her last 3 games. Simply phenomenal. The national player of the week, according to ESPNW. Of course, the ACC player of the week. But today, 2 of 12, 4 points. She's been forcing the issue a bit.
Yeah, she's been forcing the issue, but she's also being guarded by Akira Leslie. And every game I've seen this year when she's taking on the top player from the other team, they don't usually have a good game. She's being defended well.
NC State going with the same starting 5 as is North Carolina here in the second half. No surprise by either team. Key 2 of 13 and Leslie with the board and maybe a chance to push. Watts comes in. What a game she's had.
Young kids, if you're watching the game, whenever you drive or push the ball up court, there's always a player coming from behind you, you know, to steal the ball.
The conditioning from Stephanie Watts. Yeah, she's going to play 30, 35 minutes a game. She sprinted all the way down the court, picked Leslie's pocket, full speed the other way for the layup. Cassell underneath, lost it, got it back.
They gave her an extra bounce on that too. Good defense by North Carolina.
I think they ruled that she had gotten it knocked away by a Tar Heel. Watts trying to turn the corner. Gets it to Bailey. Rogers cleans it up. Rogers had 20 rebounds in a game against Georgetown earlier this season. And they need her to step up on the glass because that's usually where NC State gets an advantage. They have had no such advantage here this afternoon.
Cassell had position on the low post. She just couldn't get up with the ball.
Early turnovers here in the second half, leading to Carolina buckets.
Conan with a nice put up shot.
And the Tar Heels lead it by 3. They leave Cassell open. She says, don't do that.
She can hit that shot. You can't leave her wide open. She's going to take it.
The look on her face almost said, this is disrespectful.
Yeah, she looked at her like, oh, you just going to let me stand here and take this shot? Here, take that.
Tie game again. Coonan with a strong drive. Watts comes flying in. And it's Cassell.
It's Conan on the push.
Cassell has 9 boards now. Does she want it again? A little short.
Look at Rogers battling.
And there's the effort from Dee Dee Rogers we're talking about going into the first row.
I've never seen her quit on a play.
They weave it to Key. Now Bennett. 10 to shoot. Bailey way too strong.
Good rebound by Ace.
And Coonan is really lucky. I think she got away with a foul there.
And there's Rogers hustling.
And actually, they did charge her with a foul. The signal from the official was a little bit unclear, but that is the first team foul. And it is the first foul.
Ace Conan just dribbling and scoring. She held the ball for that whole possession.
But she caught fire late in that second quarter, and that seems to have carried over. Rogers whistled for the foul on Watts. And we get another look at Ace Koenig.
On the 3. Bang.
So they ruled this as a shooting foul for Watts. And she splits the pair. But that free throw ends a mini run for the Wolfpack, a mini 6-0 run. On threes by Cassell and Koenig. Into the corner, Crutchfield's wide open.
She was wide open on that. That's a shot you got to knock down.
Well, they don't stop the ball. Bennett penetrates all the way into the heart of the lane and scores her first points of the game.
Coach Moore wants him to set up a play here.
And they're going to get Bennett here with her first foul.
But I know Coach Moore wants the offense is just not moving for the Wolfpack starting the second half. They just seem to be standing around, and Ace is just dribbling the ball around the top of the key. Carolina's playing a man-to-man. It's aggressive.
And now they're going to get Cassell underneath, away from the ball. She was tangled up with Bailey. And for Cassell, that is her second foul. And the second team foul. Let's see. Watts with Rogers on her. Almost lost it. Key trying to get going. Maybe that'll start.
That's her shot right there. She has a pretty stroke on that jump shot.
Crutchfield had it knocked away by Key, and she'll be charged for the foul. So the local product from Millbrook High School in Raleigh will go to the line. Just the first foul on Key, by the way.
She's a 58% free throw shooter, but she looks good on that shot.
On both of them.
She bottomed them both.
And now I'm not sure what the delay is. The officials getting together. Wes Moore not happy about whatever it is. I think Shayla Bennett Well, I'm at a loss, Ernie. You have any idea what this is about?
I'm just as baffled as you are trying to figure this out.
The officials are coming over to tell us. And so Shayla Bennett, I thought maybe she was needing some treatment, and that's what they were upset about.
Oh, okay.
The officials are going to go to the monitor here and get a review for what they say was an unobserved elbow. So Bennett got knocked in the mouth.
So they want them to go back and look at it on them to
And
assess the foul later?
The officials didn't see it.
So it shouldn't be a foul.
You and I didn't see it.
Right.
And that's why Wes Moore is upset, is because they're going to go back and look. And that's something they can do now is you see a player, and Bennett's back was to us. I'm not sure if she was bleeding through the mouth or what, but evidently had taken some contact. And now they're going to take a look, and we'll see if maybe we can get a look if our great crew can. I mean, it might be like finding a needle in a haystack. Not sure when it occurred.
Well, if the referees don't see it, it shouldn't be a foul. If you can go back in time and look at it on the tape, oh, okay. They didn't see anything.
You know, it might be a little old school, but I'm with you.
Yeah.
If it's unobserved, by definition.
It didn't happen.
And I'm told that UNC was charged for a timeout there. So that's a situation I haven't seen before.
Is this football or basketball?
They essentially took a timeout to see if they would look it over. They did, didn't see anything. .41-40. And Key might be starting to cook here.
Yeah, Key, that's nice. Move to the basket right there. Nice short jumper in the lane.
Started 2 of 13. She's made her last couple of shots. And Carolina again with a 3-point lead. Rogers, bothered by Watts, got a piece of it.
She thought she was fouled. Coach Moore thought she was fouled. Can't
Key
just
again.
let Key line it up like that. She was wide open.
And that'll be the third foul on Janelle Bailey. So she played the entirety of the second quarter and most of the third quarter here without picking up that third, but there it is. And that foul will take us to our under 5 media time.
Conan and putbacks have done a job, good job for North Carolina.
Now Janelle Bailey, right before the break, picked up her third foul. She stays on the floor. Koenig is left open, too strong. Key with the rebound.
Good box out by Key. Here she is on the push.
Inside to Bailey. And she scores. 14 points now for the 2018 ACC Freshman of the Year. A little dangerous to leave her out here with these 3 fouls, but NC State, I was just about to say, they haven't put in Kanane yet. We haven't seen much of her at all. Now she goes to the scorer's table. As Cassell grabs her 10th rebound.
She just grabbed her 10th rebound.
And perhaps that's why we haven't seen much of the freshman.
Yeah, she's playing well. She's knocked down the 3. But I think you need a bigger player on Bailey.
Especially in this moment, Kanane is more dangerous on the block offensively.
Yeah, she's
trying to go at Bailey and get that fourth foul.
Yeah, and she'll make Bailey play defense.
Key with another defensive rebound. Got to stop the ball. She takes a step back.
Here's Leslie on the push.
This is the largest lead for North Carolina at 45-40.
I like to see him get the ball into Kanane.
Crutchfield with a pull-up off the side of the rim. And they just weren't able, with North Carolina's collapsing defense, they couldn't get the ball inside.
Yeah, they're playing good defense. Good position defense, the Tar Heels.
Watts with a tough step back, and she drains it. 8-point Tar Heel lead.
That was a smooth shot by Watts. Don't take much for her on her release.
North Carolina defeated Notre Dame and really proved what Sylvia Hatchell had been saying all year to her team, saying, hey, you're good enough, you're talented, you can play with anybody. NC State needing a bucket. They get an offensive rebound from Kanane and then a jump ball. And a little talk in there from Shayla Bennett afterwards. But that win over Notre Dame, Coach Hatchell said, hey, I told you, you can play with anybody.
You can play with anybody. In a win like that, I know Notre Dame didn't have their starting point guard, but they still the #1 team in the country.
And for good reason. Watts another step back. And you can see North Carolina's commitment to the offensive glass that has really paid off so far. Good look, Koenig catch and shoot. And if that's not going down, NC State might be in trouble here.
She's going all the way.
Coonan to the line as NC State finds itself in the midst of a 1-for-10 field goal drought. Second foul on Kiera Leslie will send the Savage, Minnesota native to the line. Coonan, an 84% free throw shooter, gets the second.
Coach Hatchell is waving her arms on defense. She wants their hands up.
This zone for North Carolina.
Yeah, they're playing a kind of a matchup zone.
And they love playing this zone.
See, Crutchfield has to be able to step up and take that jump shot on the pass back and take it with confidence.
Kanane picking up her second. And the officials, I think maybe thought that was the fifth foul. It's just the fourth. Both teams sitting on 4 fouls, so the next will result in a free throw either way. 2 free throws, I should say. Watts has been dominant in this game. They've got Rogers on her. Kick out to Bailey. If she can start to make that shot consistently, it won't be fair.
No, it won't be.
Boy, the Pack just can't buy a bucket right now. third foul on Kinane.
I didn't see the foul there, but I think she might have got it with the body. Oh, that was
not Kinane.
Crutchfield on the weak chain.
They do indeed charge it to Crutchfield. It's her second. NC State with just 8 points in this quarter. North Carolina with 18. Bailey looking to make it 19. And she does. Again, this is an NC State team that has hardly trailed in ACC play, hardly trailed at all this season, finding themselves down 10 about to enter the fourth quarter.
Yeah, he was concerned about this game. And Carolina coming in here with a lot of confidence.
Good hands from Key. She takes it away. Chance to extend the lead. And they won't get off a shot in time. But North Carolina puts on a show here in the third quarter. They've taken control, Ernie. Extra, the Wolfpack women return to action as they travel to Tallahassee for a clash with ACC foe, Florida State. It's the Wolfpack and the Seminoles right here on the ACC Network Extra. Back with Ernie Myers, I'm Andrew Sanders. North Carolina outscoring the Wolfpack 19-8 in that third quarter, and that might be the story why, the turnovers.
Yeah, they're scoring off their turnovers. I mean, State's turned the ball over a lot in this game.
NC State turned the ball over 6 times in that third quarter. North Carolina did not commit a turnover.
It's 15 points off turnovers for North Carolina.
That right there might be an attitude change for NC State. You see DeDe Rogers with the aggressiveness to the cup.
Yeah, she was very aggressive on that drive to the hole right there. Here's DeDe Rogers. She said, "You're going to foul me or I'm going to score."
This NC State team hit a scoring drought to end that third quarter, and really, again, the battle of the boards. NC State leads by just 1, turning the ball over. And even though this game is being played more at NC State's pace in terms of points scored, it's been North Carolina whose defense has been much better than their season average. They give up about 70 points a game, but holding NC State to 40 through 3 quarters, outstanding.
Seven steals.
Bailey forcing it up. It was last touched by Kinane as she blocked the shot. And the Carolina fans want a foul call, and I think they've probably got a good reason to ask for it. Getting physical underneath. Key, little short, and a big board from Rogers over Watts.
I want to see the Wolfpack get some motion in their offense. They're just standing around.
Jones was fouled. Who are they going to put it on? It's going to be on Watts. That's her third.
Here's Kayla Jones going to the basket, fouled by Watts.
And she protests, but definitely a foul there.
Carolina has 7 steals to the Wolfpack 0 in this game so far.
Koenig asking for the screen. She goes around it. They switch. She steps back. And we've got a foul, another one on Carolina underneath. And that's on Taylor Coonan.
The Wolfpack are crashing the offensive boards at the start of this fourth quarter.
You know that had to be the emphasis for Wes Moore. Again, this is one of the top rebounding teams in the country. 4th in rebounding margin, 7th in total rebounds per game, 3rd in defensive rebounds per game. And another foul. Who is this on? Away from the ball on Paris Key. That is her second. But more importantly, 8:25 left, and NC State is effectively in the bonus. The next Carolina foul.
Now, that's going to be important.
Free throw shooting might be key. They still can't get anything to go down. Dangerous pass from Watts, the key, but she gets it through. Strong take.
Pretty move to the basket by Key. I'm impressed with Key. I mean, she's the top scorer in the league. She's an all-ACC performer. Here she goes to the basket on the scoop shot. Just missed. But she hasn't really been forcing the issue. She's been giving the ball out to her teammates. In the second half, she hasn't been forcing shots.
It's been less perimeter oriented and more about getting the ball into the paint. Kayla Jones, by the way, will stay in with her 3 fouls. Largest lead for North Carolina as they stretch it to 11. And again, Coach Hatchell imploring them, hey, hands up.
Hands up. Get active.
And they have been active. Holding NC State to under 30% shooting. Still nothing falling.
Bailey on the rebound.
And that's not a bad look for Koenig. They simply have to make shots. I know it sounds simplistic.
Yeah, I mean, she was wide open. That's her shot right there. She's a catch and shoot.
Watts had her pocket picked.
Here's Wesley on the steal.
Bennett called for a block, her second foul.
That's the first steal of the game for the Wolfpack. Here's Leslie. Forced the issue, got the foul.
So 5 team fouls on North Carolina, and NC State struggling from the fields. Might be able to maybe get it done at the line in the final 7-18.
Yeah, you know, you stop the clock and knock down some free throws.
I'm curious
catch up in this game.
I'm curious too how much North Carolina, if we get to that point, will change their offense, because they're usually taking somewhat quick shots.
Yeah, they've been very patient. Oh.
Great offense from the Tar Heels as Key cans another.
Great pump fake. Got Leslie off her feet and drained that. Good pass by Ace Koenig.
Looked off the defender and found Rogers wide open. It's a sellout crowd trying to implore their Wolfpack to get back in this one. They give it to the playmaker. Bennett with a tough shot. Loose ball, Coonan scores. It's the tip from Bennett, the extra effort that made it happen.
Tar Heels are very active on the offensive glass in that possession.
Watts with her 4th foul. And again, this North Carolina team, they have about 3 players off the bench averaging 10 minutes or so per game, but it's the starters who play between 30 and 35 minutes. Free throws not dropping for NC State either right now. Watts will get a breather as Leah Church comes in.
Cunane is a 72% free throw shooter. Pretty good free throw shooter for a big woman in the game.
And she'll come out after the made free throw. Erica Cassell, who has those 10 rebounds, back in. This is an NC State team that has beaten North Carolina 4 times in a row. They've won 6 of the last 7. And North Carolina looking to snap that streak. Ten to shoot. He had it blocked by Rogers, but the second effort, and that's 2 possessions in a row for the Tar Heels. They will not be denied.
No, they wouldn't be denied on that play. Key got the ball back and knocked that one in. See, everybody standing around and watching Leslie.
Offensive foul, and Jones can't believe it.
Yeah, she pushed off a little with the left arm.
And yes, Church was moving, but you don't have to be set anymore.
No, you don't.
Usually if that contact comes in the middle of the chest like it came,
right,
that call not surprising to me.
No, not me either. Before you used to have to be just set. But once you throw that arm out there.
Bailey's been quiet since picking up her 3rd foul. Forces it up and bailed out right there.
Yeah, she was bailed out on that one. She had a...
Sylvia Hatchell, the Naismith Hall of Famer, watching her team start to peak at the right time and really starting to feel her words that she told them earlier this season, which is, you're talented enough, you're good enough, and they're starting to play like it. And she recently got the good news that she's going to be a grandmother. Her son, his wife, have a grandchild. She said she told the team that right before the Notre Dame game. She felt like it might have given them an extra little burst to go and win that game. They did, and maybe still riding that momentum a little bit.
Yeah, that's a beautiful thing on becoming a grandmother. Congratulations to Sylvia Hatchell and her family.
Her Heels up 13. Cassell lost it on the way up. She thought she was fouled, no whistle.
The Heels are going to slow it down. They're not in a rush.
NC State has been in some close games recently and some lower scoring games, and that obviously makes the margin of error a little smaller. And offensively, they haven't looked the same team over the last, say, 2-3 weeks.
And that was one of Coach Moore's concern when I spoke to him at practice, that he didn't think his team was playing great basketball, even though they were winning.
Usually they're able to do it with defense, but North Carolina already 59 points. There's Rogers, absorbs the contact. She can't finish, and she will go to the line. NC State gives up just 55 points a game.
They're giving up 59 right now. These free throws are big.
And I think Carolina is showing that they can do it in a variety of ways, because they're one of the better three-point shooting teams in the conference, and they take a lot of them. They make about 8.5. They're just 3 of 15 from beyond the arc. They changed what they normally do.
They've changed what they normally have done in previous games, and they've been getting the ball inside, and Key has been driving the ball.
Yeah, and Watts as well, getting it inside to Bailey. They've got 30 points in the paint.
State has to push it.
Cassell's working hard for position. She doesn't get the ball. Leslie wants the screen instead. Big shot. Had to have it.
That was a must-make three for Leslie. She's put the team on her back before.
Every possession crucial here. You wonder how much confidence that Notre Dame win has given North Carolina here to play with the pressure on the road in front of 5,500. They say Key lost possession. Leslie with the tip.
Leslie's going all the way.
And she'll go to the line as Key picks up her third foul. Again, it's Watts out there with 4 other foul trouble. Coonan with 3, Bailey with 3.
Here's Leslie
Cassell with 3.
with the splash 3.
So Leslie trying to will her team by herself, put the team on her back, as you say. But if NC State only ranked team left on the schedule, Duke not going to be easy at Clemson, of course, but
Right.
you don't see Notre Dame on that schedule. You don't see Louisville.
No, you don't. You don't see those teams. They played them, already.
And maybe feeling like they can get on a roll here. They've already won 3 in a row, and they haven't won 4 in a row since 2014, but they're well on their way here. For NC State remaining, it gets difficult at FSU, at Syracuse, home against the Irish in the Play for K game. They got to go on the road at Carolina and at Louisville.
That's a brutal schedule.
That's life in the ACC.
That's life in the ACC. That's it. The Power 5 conference. And as a player, and that's what you want. I mean, you
Sure.
want to play against the best.
Leslie, a little 5-point run by herself as she makes both free throws. NC State will pick up North Carolina full court. They've taken care of the basketball all afternoon. Crowd at full throat. As a 13-point lead has been chipped away now to 8.
The Wolfpack need a steal right here.
Under 2 to play. Key gives it up. Watts, tough step back. She called bank.
That was a tough shot. She's smiling like it was supposed to go down that way.
And if that goes in, maybe it is North Carolina's day. NC State, the last undefeated team in Division I on the women's side or on the men's side.
Yeah.
At 21-0.
The Wolfpack, they're on the ropes right here.
Crutchfield had to have it. And Cassell is whistled for the foul.
Yeah. Here's Key on that. Here's Watts.
I mean, that's fading away, off balance, stepping back, hand in your face, off the window.
No, she's had a 35-point game this year. I mean, she's knocked down a lot of threes in her career.
Yeah, she had 9 threes in that game against UNC Wilmington. And now the North Carolina fans behind their bench, they can feel it. Just going to run some clock.
Yeah, the Tar Heels are in no rush.
Shot clock violation will bring a stoppage here. They didn't knock down threes. They didn't score their average 77 points per game. They just played tough defense.
They played tough, aggressive defense. They kept the Wolfpack players in front of them. They've rebounded the ball well. The rebounds are about even. They rebounded the ball. They just played a better game, right? So far during this game.
Tonight after the Super Bowl, don't miss Sports Center with Scott Van Pelt. He'll have live reactions from the game and interviews with the champs, plus his thoughts on how the outcome shapes the Brady Belichick legacy. And Louis Riddick and Tim Hasselbeck join the show to break it all down. Sports Center with SVP, 11:30 Eastern on ESPN and the ESPN app. Ernie, I'm going to put you on the spot. What you got tonight in the big game?
The Rams.
I actually agree with you. I think when you've seen the Patriots struggle,
Yeah.
it's because teams have an excellent pass rush. I think the Rams have that with Aaron Donald, Dante Fowler et al. And I think they get it done with the pass rush.
He's got enough rings. Kira Leslie on the foul. Keys going to the line.
Again, as I said earlier, North Carolina had lost 4 straight to NC State, 6 of the last 7. So Westmore turning this program back around into a national power, ranked in the top 10, the last unbeaten, and they have dominated their rival. But North Carolina, after struggling the last couple of seasons, haven't won 4 ACC games in a row since the 2013-2014 season.
Well, they beat the #1 team in the country and the #7 team in the country, and in less than a week.
It's a pretty good week.
That's a pretty good
week and a half, yeah.
Yes, pretty good week and a half.
Koenig's 3 off the mark, and NC State will back off. Sylvia Hatchell getting a hug from the associate head coach Andrew Calder and the Tar Heels.
I know this game hurts the Wolfpack. I mean, to lose the streak to the Tar Heels is double the pain for the Wolfpack faithful.
Unbeaten no more. North Carolina with an upset on the road in Raleigh as they knock off NC State 64-51, and the nation's final unbeaten program suffers its first loss as they drop to 21-1 and 8-1. Tar Heels now 14-9, 5-4 in the ACC, but more importantly, they've won 4 in a row. They've gotten past Notre Dame, NC State. As they look at the rest of their schedule, they got to feel like they were picked 7th in the ACC. They might finish a little higher than that.
Yeah, I think they will. I think with the big 3, if they continue to play like that, they're going to be tough to beat
and
down the stretch.
For NC State, their road getting pretty tough. They've got to go on the road at Tallahassee. They don't suffer their first loss until February. It's remarkable. They can't let this game bother them moving forward. It's just one game, and they've got a lot to play for still.
Oh, absolutely. There's a lot of season left, a lot of basketball to play. This is just one game. It's a rivalry game, so it hurts a little more for the Wolfpack faithful to lose the first game to the Tar Heels here in a packed house, but they will come back to play.
UNC wins by 13 for Ernie Myers.